Okay, I've gone back to Zoom, everything else is the same. It's now about 20 to 3. School kids will be coming out fairly shortly, 10 past 3 usually, so I want to get this over and done with before the traffic builds up. I just want to go here and I just wanted to film this area here, right across our GLID site here. So they've got piles of dolomite. So they're going to have to move all this eventually, and if they leave something like that, that could be a problem. If they scrape it all away, it could also be a problem. But what's interesting is the soil here is still slightly damp from the rain we had. I don't know if you can see that, but the soil is still slightly damp. So anyway, I just thought I'd do this for you, just so you know how bad it could probably be. But of course then we got bitumen and all sorts of other stuff, colour check on the rockage and the colour of the orange there. So we've got true to life fluorescent orange. More here. And I think I'm going to cross over now and yeah. I'll take the quick way back up here, across the fence I think. Yeah, stabiliser's on, so hopefully it's not too jerky, not too beef jerky, and this is getting a bit hard. It's very okay. And okay, so after 17 years of extended El Nino drought, we're now faced up against that as well. So you know, I don't know. I think GLID seeds is going to become quite rare and expensive. I think, you know, over this coming season. I just can't wait for the Trumpster to get in. Oh. Yeah. Can't wait for the Trumpster to get in. Fix up America in the first 4 years, and then the second set of 4 years, go to Mars sort of thing, back to the moon, onto Mars, and well, that looks rather interesting, isn't it? Cutting down a few trees there. Oh wow! Look, is that the old Dodder? Is that Dodder? And he does look like Dodder. Struggling a bit. Don't know if it's dormant or it's dead. Oh well. Wow, yes, I like that. I know, even though, as I said, dead things can be beautiful, as opposed to dead things may be beautiful. Subtle difference in the grammar. Oh, and then there's this bit here. Have you noticed it almost looks the same as that photograph I took about, was it 2000? It's on my 2008 hard drive somewhere, so somewhere between 2008 and 2012 I would say. It almost looks identical, doesn't it? As I said, the bush, our bush is the only bush that sort of, when it's burnt, comes back and almost comes back exactly the same. Whereas they can't do that in Indonesia. Once they've chopped down their rainforest, it's gone. It's gone ski forever. And if they have if they haven't learnt from the Irish potato famine, you know, one day Mother Nature's going to find a way, she always does, and all those oil palms are going to keel over that monoculture of oil palms, and they're going to have nothing left. They can't grow the rainforest back because it doesn't, and it will take too long if they did it slowly, a couple of 100 years, if that. And then if you follow the pattern of the Irish potato famine, half the population left. Well, 1/4 to the rest of the world and 1/4 to America. So do we assume that that's going to happen with Indonesia? 1/4 want to go to the rest of the world and the other quarter will want to come to Australia, and we'll literally be shooting them out of the water because they will seem to us like rats escaping a sinking ship. And well, that's why we have the phrase, isn't it? Rats, you know, escaping a sinking ship, carrying whatever diseases or ideals they hold with themselves to wherever they're trying to, you know, get to across the water, sort of thing. So it doesn't bode well, but I assume I won't be here. That will be somewhere in the future, and I won't have to deal with it, but you probably will, you know. I've forgotten how long it took the Irish potato famine to actually strike after they started growing potatoes in Ireland, but you could probably look that up. It might be interesting to see if you could set the clock against Indonesia with that in mind and see if it occurs around the same amount of time, because they do say that things on grasses and things like grasses on mine tailings take 100 years to adapt to, you know, produce a unique gene or something like that. So it only takes like 100 years for something on a mine's tailings. So you never know. It might take but microorganisms evolve much faster. So, you know, something on a old palm plantation, you know, rapidly evolving, you never know. 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, suddenly enough genes have changed over for it to wipe out the entire old palm plantation industry, and they all fall over and they all rot. Big rotting smelling mess, and the economy will just go through the floor, and it'll be like Ireland all over again. In other words, they haven't learnt from history, doomed to repeat themselves, sort of thing. I just hope Trump will be the saviour for America, and then that will extend out to the rest of the world, you know. But I'll be looking to see what he does on ISIS. That will be the decisive move. He's already preempting it or projecting his ideas. We've got to get the right general, they're saying. And I think, oh, I know what that means. I've got to get the right general. So yeah, I think I know what's coming, and I think it's going to be a popcorn year in 2017 if he gets in. Someone who's going to be pragmatic, decisive, no holes barred, get the job done mentality, you know. Because once things like that are out the way, once you wipe the slate clean, you can focus on more mundane domestic problems, you know. But I think he's going to go through the whole of America like a dose of salts, I think. I think he's the cure, or the prescribed medicine you actually need over there. But I do like some things about them. Some of the things I've seen online that you can't get here. I'm thinking, oh, and I've heard about the patents. I've had personal experience with, you know, slide copying and things like that, and they have patents that only extend to their borders, like as far as Hawaii. And I'm thinking, oh, yes, I know. Anyway, end this clip here. We're just showing, hopefully we're picking up the right colour on this. It looks very, I hardly fought it in the monitor, fellas, so hopefully what I work is paying off now. Now, you know, this goes that bright green later on in the season, and I think this season is going to bode a lot better than previous seasons, and I'll tell you why in the next clip, I think.